This was the money shot, the one BBC One nabobs must have had in mind when they commissioned Miriam's great American adventure. Septuagenarian nosy little Jew Margulies surrounded by imposing gang members in O Block, the notorious Chicago housing project. 2 series of The Real Marigold Hotel had established her as being outspoken, funny and flatulent, so where else would Margulies start her journey than in the Windy City? This was an hour of few revelations, but many minor pleasures in the occasional overturned expectation on the part of both presenter and viewer. Margulies cut a gloriously incongruous figure, yet this inveterate talker also proved an engaged listener as young black men, frozen out of the American dream, articulated their frustrations and fears. Minutes later, she was hustled into her car by security because there was a fatal shooting. "If I lived in this place I would be murdered," she mused, "because I can't keep my bloody mouth shut." Just as there was eloquence, thoughtfulness and graft on the margins, Margulies found, rather to her surprise, the same among the rich and well-connected, courtesy of Playboy bunny turned socialite Candace Jordan. Credit: BBC. "It's hard for other people to understand that I want to look like this," the defiantly unglamorous Margulies grumbled, not unreasonably, before being made over to better blend in at a society fundraiser. Finally, she met Jose, a Congolese man who was primed for his citizenship ceremony. Skeptical about why anyone would want to live in a country whose leader is so splenetically opposed to immigration, Margulies was won over by Jose's wide-eyed optimism and the right of citizenship itself, as patriotic pride was tempered by talk of collective and individual responsibility. "I heard the voice of America I love," she said, genuinely moved, of generosity, welcome, inclusion, of wanting things to be better, and that made me feel happy. Fresh insights were thin on the ground for anyone with half an eye on the news. The poor are getting poorer, the rich, richer, and hope now comes from grassroots community movements rather than the head of state, Louis Theroux. This was not. Director Simon Draper's occasional interventions also merely exposed the artificiality of the premise. "Why on earth are you going to America now?" he asked. "Because I'm being paid to," she perhaps should have replied, but instead said, "because it's to be done." Yet her unsinkable personality ensured it was never dull. While she offered few answers, Margulies at least posed some important questions.